You know, iPhones. I've been deleting all my videos after I upload them to the YouTubes, the internets. I forgot to delete recently deleted items. So my iPhone storage is full, even though I keep everything. I mean, I reset my phone and I deleted all my pictures, downloaded all my pictures. So I then think I'm at a 41 gig out of 64. I should have lots of room, but anyway. So three, friends figs. I think maybe I wanted Anna. I think that's Anna from Frozen. They get washed. But why did I buy it? I do not know. Occasionally. Let's see if there's anything redeemable with this one. Looks like more of the same from before. Cool pieces that again. So there was a fire station or something. I don't see hardly any Mega Block in here yet. That one looks like it's been through the mill. Minifig head, glasses, like a million of those. And really cool colors, really cool pieces. 3x6, whatever. But yeah, another minifig. 3 minifigs. So that is not Lego. Haha, I found a non-Lego piece in here. And 2 non-Lego pieces. Let's have a quick perusal through here. And 3 non-Lego pieces. A little song and dance, little razzmatazz. So while I'm doing this, I'm going to mention that Stacy, who has no idea who I am, which is perfect. Nobody needs to know who I am. Stacy dropped a video talking about how she prefers, not exclusively, but she prefers vintage Lego sets over new Lego sets. And she lists a variety of criteria as to why she makes that case. And I couldn't agree with her more. She actually does buy more new sets than I do. But I was thinking, like, I of all the people on the planet, and there's a few of us out there who really love the vintage stuff, like really from our childhood. No, I probably consider vintage more farther back than she does. Vintage is usually considered 20 years plus. Usually, if you buy a vintage car, if you get a car that's vintage, it's over 20 years old. So when I was a kid, vintage cars were from the 50s. So, vintage cars are now from the 2000s. But classic cars. But I agree with everything she said. I thought she was on the mark for basically everything she said. And if you want to go find the video, I might post a link below. She details specifics, and she was very, very clear that there's nothing wrong with the new sets. It's just that she prefers the old ones, and she lists reasons why. I prefer old sets myself because that's kind of my era, and it's kind of how I build. So that's basically it for me. I do find nostalgia for me is a huge critical component of all this, and reminiscing about my childhood. I was just telling Sandy today, we were driving out to Tilsonburg for Turtle Fest, which was a lot of fun today, by the way. While we're driving out there, I don't know how this memory popped in my head, but I was flipping through my pictures last night. And I was trying to find a picture of one of my aunts that I could send her saying, hey, you're appreciated. And here's a picture of us when we were kids and you were, taking care of us. Didn't find it. It's kind of sad. But going through those pictures, I found my Christmas pictures in 1978. Found some Christmas pictures. So we hadn't yet moved from the old house to the new house, because that was fall of 79 or August of 79. Remember it vividly. I was 12. And then we were at the new house. And so I know that the Lego sets in the picture, because it's Christmas of 78, or it couldn't have been before, Christmas of 78, where I got the blue plane that's up there. I got the uh, blue truck cab with the long red trailer carrying the tobacco, or the steam shovel. I got that in Christmas of '78. Terry, my sister, got set number 6, which is the big pieces basic building set. And I got the accessory pack for Technic. So the year before, I got the go-kart in '77. In 1978, I got the accessory pack. I can't remember the number, but it had the yellow beams. It had 4 1x16, 4 1x8s, 4 1x4s, I think 4 1x2s, the 40 tooth gear, and a bunch of 24s, and a bunch of 8 tooth gears. I think it came with universal, a couple of universals, and axles and bushings and blah blah. But also the 918. So that's how I know the 918s came out in 1978, because I got it for Christmas, because we moved a year later. So not pictures of the new house, pictures of the old house. But I look at those pictures Dad took of us at Christmas time, and there's my sister with her Lego, there's my brother with his Lego, and there's me with my Lego sets that I got for Christmas. And of course, I still have all those sets here. Like, the box for set number 6 is long gone. Okay, all my boxes are long gone, but the box for number 6, we didn't keep it all. But the number 6 box got dumped into our cardboard box of Lego at the time. The plane box stuck around for a while because they came with the instructions for how to build a plane, and the truck and the 918. All the other boxes disappeared, including the plane box. The only boxes I had into my teens and 20s were the space boxes. All the other boxes ended up recycled. And then one day, far before the internet, before we knew what these things were worth, I took my stack of boxes, which was in my closet, and I was probably halfway through my 20s. This stack of boxes was about 5 feet tall, and I had condensed them. The ones I could compress on the flat, they were flat, and I still, because Megacore magnetizers in there, the 6990 Futrons in there, like I had boxes and boxes and boxes of classic space. And then the 697 ones where they had the insert, the vacuum formed insert that looked like this classic space logo that all the pieces were in. Those boxes were not condensed or compacted, but all the rest of them were, and they all went to the recycling center in Grimsby, pre-internet. I don't regret that, because didn't even think about it until the internet. And now, if you complete the box with instructions, you make it awesome. I'm not here to make money off my Lego collection. I'm here to use my Lego collection. So it doesn't matter to me. I keep on mentioning this, that I am not an adult fan of Lego boxes. I'm an adult fan of Lego. But anyway, so that was okay. After God. But again, going back to what Stacy was saying, and for specific, and again, this is not applicable, nor does it have to be applicable to all people all the time. Lego is now I would say, quote unquote, a universal commodity to almost all walks of life, at all ages and all statures and all statuses in the world. Lego is I've talked to CEOs of corporations. I've talked to lawyers, like high-end lawyers that get paid hundreds of dollars an hour. I talked to engineers. I've talked to rocket scientists. I am friends with rocket scientists. I've talked to I spend time with all these people, and they all love Lego. It doesn't matter what walk of life you're from. It doesn't matter where from the planet you're from. Adults love Lego. Not all adults have to love Lego. They really don't. But the ones that do are coming from all different walks. Neil Patrick Harris is a huge Lego fan. A lot of celebrities in the Hollywoods and the other in sports and other things love the Legos. So it's almost the same. I won't say point for point. And again, I am not one of these people who say, "Oh, I was on the bandwagon first, and you guys are up, new ones, upsurfers." No, I like the idea that the more people in our tent, under our tent, the better it's going to be for everybody. But what the hell is that? That is going in the trash can. I don't want to know what that was. So we have a big umbrella for our hobby, and I think it can take all manners of peoples and whatever. And I'm happy to be as inclusive as possible. For me, this is not this, but what I have here is my era, my happy zone for Lego, because Legos does span over like almost, I won't say a century, but 1949, I think they came out with their first plastic molding brick. Remember my history lesson from Lego. So it's coming up to 100 years. But I do believe that there is room enough for everybody's, and I say it's almost point for point the computer fandom. So when I was 1982, I would have been 15. I went into the Computer Odyssey store on Centennial Parkway with all the money I saved up from all the lawn cuttings and all of working in the farms and everywhere, and I bought my Commodore 64 for $349. Yeah. Year before it was 800. But I bought my Commodore 64 and I never looked back. It's been utterly fantastic. So, but there was very, 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 in 1982, the percentage of computers and or smart devices in people's homes was 0.0000001%. Like out of all my friends, I had a computer in the house. Before the end of the, I would say before the end of high school, that percentage of smart devices, if you want to call it Commodore 64 a smart device, smart devices in people's homes was drastically higher. It's not Lego. It can't be Lego. That's the ugliest thing I've ever seen. Put that aside for now. But a lot of people at the time, knowing that I had a Commodore 64, that's a geeky thing to have in the house, and who would want a computer in their house? That was not necessarily said in my direction, but that was the general. You watch Revenge of the Nerds, you watch all those geeky shows where the geek was not getting a girl because they have a computer, they love computers. Whereas as time went on through the 90s and 2000s, everything's computerized and people love the computers and the PCs and blah blah blah. So the change of values towards, or appreciation towards the computer in the house and being a computer geek changed a lot from 1982 to, well, it's just even now. Lego was a kid's toy, full stop, in the 70s, full stop. Now I do know of, because I've met them, I do know of adult fans of Lego that were adults back in the 70s and they loved the Lego, but there is no lugs, there is no groups, there is no newsrooms, there is no internet, there is nothing for them to share their appreciation of this hobby with their friends, because it was so it was 0.00001% of the population were playing with Lego after they're 19 years old. I was an enigma in my area. I found this out well after that. There's other people out there like me who were born in the 60s, grew up in the 70s, and got turned into an adult in the 80s, who did not put away the Lego. But in the 80s, when I did not put my Lego away, I had no idea that they were out there. No idea whatsoever. And so I was the sole survivor of playing with Lego into my 20s, in my consideration. And it wasn't until the internet when I found like-minded people who were my age, around thereabouts, who are as big of fans or even bigger fans than I am, and I got to hang around them. And now Lego, but even in the dawn of the internet, or the late 90s, early 2000s, Lego is still a very, very niche fandom where the world is concerned. To the world, Lego is still a kid's toy, period. It wasn't until, I think, the 2010s and the 2015s, when Lego started coming up with these, especially with Star Wars IP and blah, 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 that people who were Star Wars fans as adults, which seem to be perfectly fine. I'm going to say that straight out. Star Wars fans after 1970, of course, Star Wars came out in 1977. I was there, 10. Adults could be a huge fan of Star Wars when it first came out. Adults can say, "Oh, that was a fantastic movie." No, a lot of adults tutted that because it's just a science fantasy little thing, and what good is it? But a lot of fans back in the 1970s, 1980s, and 1990s were adults for Star Wars, and they were allowed to be without being tutted by the general masses. And of course, now it's just a given that you're a Star Wars fan. Me, not so much, but Lego seemed to have a harder time to get into the general population of adults. But now it is, and there's a very, very small niche of people now. So it's completely opposite. Now it's a small niche of people who think that Lego shouldn't be enjoyed by adults. And they're usually malcontents. So I do like using that word. They are usually idiots who have no appreciation for other people's hobbies. And that's perfectly acceptable. They actually, now it's complete opposite now of what it was back in the 80s, where the bullies were, who in the 80s, oh, you still play with Lego? Bully, bully, bully. Thankfully, it never happened to me. But there was a bully, oh, you still play with childish toys, whatever. Now, that insult falls flat, and nobody cares, because the world has accepted Lego as an adult hobby endeavor. And so that people can shake their fist all they want at us Lego fans, and it doesn't matter because we have Neil Patrick Harris on our side. So and Stacy. So but Stacy, like me, was always a fan. She never gave it up. Just listening to her videos over the years, she never had a Dark Ages, which again, I really appreciate that she never ever had a Dark Ages, because neither did I. And there's a few of us out there. And so she's a lot younger than I am, which is fine. But she's a 90s person with the Lego. She remembers the sets from the 90s. The only sets I remember from the 90s is Mindstorms. And the beginning of Bionicle in 1999, I think. But I wasn't a huge fan of new sets, and this is going to be bringing back where the vintage comes in for me, because through the 90s, for my appreciation of new sets, it waned drastically. It waned so much in the 90s. Again, I have all classic space sets. I have all Futuron sets. I have all Blacktron, and then Space Police, and then, Mtron, and then Blacktron 2 is the last time I said I loved it, the Alpha Centauri base, but it was too much money, and I just couldn't get around saying I should to be complete. Like, I wasn't a completist, so I owned all the other Blacktron 2 sets off the store shelves. But I said the Alpha Centauri was just too big and too much money for me to justify, because it started to wane then. And then Ice Planet, I didn't buy any Ice Planet off the store shelves. I mentioned that before, even though it's a fantastic theme and I really adore it. But I got one for my sister. But I started getting them in used lots, which worked for me. UFO didn't buy one off the store shelves. Spirius did not buy one off the store shelves. Unitron did not buy one off the store shelves. RoboForce did not buy one off the store shelves. The Unitron set, because of course Monorail, I don't know how many copies of the Unitron Monorail set, at least 5 that I could build right now. I found one in Value Village. You would love this story. For $20, the entire thing except for the big base plate. But I have 8 of those over there. So it didn't matter. So my appreciation of new sets waned in the 90s up until the RCX. The RCX was probably one of the few sets that I bought off the store shelves in the late 90s. I can't remember the last set I bought. It was obviously going to be Blacktron 2. Would be the last sets I bought off the store shelves until the RCX. So I don't know what the time frame is between Blacktron 2. Let me see when Blacktron 2 came out. Oh my goodness. Lugnet, how I adore you. Lugnet, my favorite webpage of all time. Lugnet, how you spell net.com. This is going to be a learning experience for me, because if Blacktron 2 came out like 1996 and I bought the RCX in 1997, 1998, then it wasn't a big gap. Blacktron Deuce. They're coming out with Spaceballs too. Woohoo! Oh, for crying out loud, I always do this. News, not news. I want set reference. Not parts reference, set reference. Search. Blacktron 2. Don't give me the ads. I'm a paying customer. 1992, 1991. 1992, 1991 was the last when Blacktron 2 was released. So between 1992 and 1998, I do not remember buying literally any new set at all. I can't think of one that I have in here that's in that zone that I bought new off the shelves. I've still looked. I went to the stores, and I always walked on the Lego aisle when I went to the stores. And I couldn't justify buying a set. So my appreciation of new sets was completely minimal. But I said this before, and you guys, anybody who's watching this knows this. My appreciation for the vintage stuff, which we call vintage now, anything before 1992. I put my first ad in the paper. I was living with my friends in 1987, 1988, I would imagine, 1988, 89, in that house, having a great time. And I put my first ad in the paper in 1989, wanted Lego. So I was buying a considerable Lego in 1988, 1989, 1990, 1991, 1992. I was buying a considerable amount of Lego, amassing my collection. Going to Selkirk, I mentioned, filling up the back of the pickup truck. That was my second time, and I was kind of in the mid 90s, putting that ad in the paper, because I had the pickup truck, and it was an 88 Dodge, and so I had it in 91, 92. Yeah, so I had it probably during my dark ages of buying, and that's when I went to Selkirk and filled up my pickup truck bed of Lego, 100% Lego. And so I bought a lot of Lego in the 90s, a ton of Lego, but it was all vintage, as we would call it now. It was all older sets than 1992, because that's what I was buying. And this is where I acquired all my classic space, or not all of it, but I got most of my Galaxy Explorers on the eBays. It's another other story. And that's the 2000s. And so I have bought considerably, year over year, I buy considerably more used Lego than new Lego off the store shelves, because I haven't really appreciated that I have to buy this set. There are exceptions to that rule. I have the Saturn V out there, and the Saturn V is just one of my favorite builds, one of my favorite sets that Lego literally has ever produced and released. I just cannot I walk past it every day, and I'm going, that is just a gorgeous, beautiful set to have, the Saturn V. I get Lego for Christmas and New Year's and birthdays, because it's usually new sets. I have money to put right now. I bought it for Sandy, so that's a new set. A lot of sets here, I do try to be not space shuttle complete, but I do try to buy all the space shuttles that I find, because I love the space shuttle. And even as I say, as you've been seeing me buy the new spacey sets, but again, I don't have the want or need to be complete in those. As a matter of fact, we were at Sherway last night, and Jeff pointed out that they have the big base on sale for 20 or 30% off in the Sherway, and they had two sets there, and they're going, I still can't justify buying that. It's a beautiful set. All these sets are beautiful. I'm gonna say the 90s, I didn't find too many sets beautiful, and this is really, I just didn't want to buy them, and they weren't appealing to me. There's a lot of sets right now that appeal to me. A ton of sets that right now appeal to me. I'd love to have the DeLorean. I would love to have the big DeLorean. I got the small DeLorean around here somewhere, but I'd love to have the big DeLorean. Man, I just can't. I don't have the space, the time, or the money to buy it, to justify it. The modern house in the Friends theme. There was one there yesterday again at Sherway, and I'm going, oh my goodness, that is one of the most spectacularly awesome sets I've ever seen Lego ever produce as just a set, not like an exclusive or as a Lego Ideas or whatever they got in the other wall. just the Legos Friends Modern House. I gawk at that thing every time I see it. It's just a beautiful, but it's expensive. It's like $200+. I can't justify that. I cannot for the life of me justify that cost for that set, because where am I going to put it? I was talking to somebody at the show today at Tilsonburg, the Turtle Fest, and we're talking about the wonderful sets that they have right now. And I can't remember which set we were talking about, but the Colosseum, the Roman Colosseum came out a couple years ago, and I said I would have loved to own that set. Would have loved it. Where am I going to put it? It's like the Titanic. Hey, Dave, have you built it? People ask me, Dave, have you built a Titanic yet? I don't. Why would I own that? It's a beautiful set, but where would I put it? I cannot justify the cost for a set that's going to sit in the box. And I look at the 10030 right there that I'm using as a footstool right now. I should honestly haul that out right now and then, while we're here. I talk about it so much. Let's see how easy it is for me to get at, because it's right in the corner. Oh my goodness. This thing is not worth talking about. I was building a solid, or the liquid fuel tank for the space shuttle. So this is to scale to the space shuttles that I have. I never got around to finishing that. That was an idea of mine. I had the 3 space shuttles. I was going to build one that's had the solid rocket boosters and the orbiter in the middle, and I was actually going to build the platform, the crawler. I was really wanting to do that, but anyway. And then I was going to have one on the back of a 747. Here we go. This was a good box once. 10030. Now, did I actually tape up the box? I actually freaking taped up the box. This thing is, because I talked to Jeffy about it, and he says he doesn't remember selling the instructions for me. But I thought I gave him the instructions for this thing. So let's see what we got here. This was mint in box at one point, but as you can see now, not so much. And now I don't even care about the box, because the box is crap. Let's see. I can't even open this thing. Okay, let's get up. Time to get out of my chair. Let's see. And I thought I distinctly remember taking the magnets out of here to build something else with them, but maybe I didn't, because I would have a lot more magnets than I do. I also remember, I think this thing had 4 white boxes that held all the parts inside. I don't think that's in here anymore either, because I got rid of those. But I don't think I dumped anything out. Let's see. Now we can turn this over again. Of course, now I can't use it as a footstool because it'll collapse. This doesn't sound good. Yeah. Oh, the instructions are in here. You're right, Jeff. I didn't give him the. I don't care. Woohoo! Woohoo! My friend Joseph was here the other day because I found that a bag must have broken open. Did I start? I must have started. Because there's bags open in here. Yeah, there are bags open. And here's me. Yeah, I started. I must have started building this. Because this was brand new in box. Oh, no, I didn't even use magnets. I mean, this isn't all of them, but there's magnets in there. So, look at the magnets. Look at all the magnets in here. I can't believe this at all. I'm looking at this. Look at the gray plates I could be using for the layout. Look at that gray plates. Whatever. I don't care. I truly do not care. Maybe I should have given this one to Joseph. Well, now that I opened it, I can't use it as a footstool anymore. This is really beat up. This is really beat up. Okay. C'est la vie. I have to take that back up. That was a walk down stupidity lane. I don't know why I agreed to have that one. My friend Jason gave it to me a long time ago. This room sucks. So anywho, let's get back into this bin. That was a tangent, just for the masses. Oh, I don't even want to open this one. No, there's gunk in this one. I have this got this in here, which tells me I do not want to open this one at all. So that one's gonna go back as is. Let's see this one. I see dirt and leaves and stuff in that last one. This is like a Harry Potter thing. It is a Harry Potter thing. I had this one. I bought this one. Harry Potter, Hagrid's Hut. So I wonder if this is the entire set of Hagrid's Hut. There's a piece inside here. There it goes. Now I see the little dragon, but there are literally, oh, there's hair, but there's no Dumbledore, Hagrid. There's no Dumbledore. Or was that part of this set? I don't think so. Because it's new gray. So yeah, this is not Hagrid's. It's part of Hagrid's Hut, but it's not all of Hagrid's Hut. I don't know what that is. That goes in the trash can. So whatever. This is cool to have, I guess. The roof is on fire. So I was going to separate it because if it was the complete Hagrid's Hut, I was going to say, hey, but there's not even non-Lego in here, so that's not right. Let's see if I can find any other non-Lego in here. It's got new gray and old gray. So yeah, this is all over. So this goes into the wash bin. The wash bin is getting pretty full. And I have all these pieces in here too. So that's that. I think I want to keep the sticker sheets. They'll beat up. Okay. So I'm gonna flatten the instructions somehow because I can give that to Jeffy, and I don't know if you can sell them. They're pretty beat up. Oh, let's see. Do not know. Do not care right now. We're getting down to 4 bags left. Let's see what's in here. I'll keep that separate. This is a lot of non-Lego. Over there, definitely not Lego. Not Lego, not Lego, not Lego, not Lego, not honestly, not Lego. Yeah, so we're gonna do piece by piece count. I don't want to bore you with that. It's gonna be because the regular bricks. This looks like ZNAP. That is ZNAP. Definitely not Lego. My not Lego bin's getting pretty full. Actually. Not Lego on Lego. That's stupid because that is Lego. And these are not Lego. Here's more Z-Nap. So there's some, not talking about my favorite theme ever, but I liked it. Oh, here's something. Magnet. Yay! Got a Lego magnet. Not Lego. Not Lego. More Z-Nap. Or Z-Nap, as Canadians would say. Oh, this is really ucky. Not Lego. But there's lots of Z. It's been a while since I got a lot that had Z-Nap in it. Z-Nap. Znap. Znap. As some of my friends would say. That is icky. Not Lego. Not Lego. Not Lego. And not Lego. And not Lego. You can usually tell by a distance when the yellow is Lego or not Lego. That's yellow, and that's not Lego. So, but again, because of my colorblindness, I do check. Just because I am colorblind. As par for the course. Hair. Not Lego. Lego. Not Lego. Lego. This is not Lego. What is that? That's a console. Not Lego. Yeah, so this is going to be a part by part, piece by piece, and I don't want to bore you with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this to the side and go to the next one. Because I only got a few more left, and I'm going to sort them all at the same time. And I can go over there. That's definitely not Lego. Okay, so we're down to that. That's just going to go back. I already have one. So. Get this guy. It's got a Pikachu tail, but it's not. That's not Lego. And it's got a panther. It's got pink. I could have sworn that one of these lots has some trans yellow in it. But... And then this guy. A nail clipper, like you can see it right there. A nail clipper. Why did I buy this? Okay, we're not even open that one. So that's it. Now this bin is empty. This bin's empty now. So that's nice. Another empty bin. Whoosh! Boom! And down goes. Quarterback is toast. There we go. That's garbage. Garbage. Here's garbage, and reuse that's garbage. That's Lego. So I am going to get rid of this whole bin. That's not Lego except for the Joker, but I already had the Joker from the other day. Can't believe I bought two of him. What a waste of my money. And I'm going to put all of it into I have a bag here. So here's me being ironic. Lego bag goes in there. That goes in there. Actually, what I should do first. Will it fit? Will it fit? Will it fit? If it doesn't fit, you must have quit. Keep the bin. That one. And that one. And this one. Value Village done. And now I can just dump the non-Lego in there. There we go. So I'm sorting this stuff out between the Lego and the non-Lego. There we go. What is this? Oh, we got that at the store the other month. Yeah. What was that? You stay over there. So I'm going to do this part without you guys on the call because there's no point in keeping you here. This is the long, tedious, and boring stuff where I check every single piece to check the stud to make sure it says Lego on it. The stuff I know, my uncle had, but the stuff I don't know it goes there, and the stuff that's questionable. So yeah, this is the long, tedious, boring part. So I'm going to say goodbye. There you go. That was a quick whirlwind. But now I have a lot of space under my underneath my table here. Then I'm going to start putting other totes here. And I still have those 3 super totes to the Rubbermaid boxes to sort out, because those are all unsorted from all my previous builds and cleaning up and whatever else like that. And then I'm going to go across the floor. So I kind of have a busy time when I'm down here. Best thing. But I don't mind that. I honestly, going back to what Stacy was talking about, I really do enjoy reconstituting used lots. Somebody's here. Hey, dude. What are you looking for?
My pink car, my mini car.
I think they fell out.
Oh, no.
Did they break?
Yeah.
Sure, bud.
Okay.
You found all the pieces?
Yeah.
Okay. They'd be over there. The thing fell off and...
All good?
Yeah. So she has a point for the people who like the vintage stuff. The vintage stuff is... The pieces all work together. Going back to 1949, the pieces all work together, and I know that because I have this up here. And on here, I have one Lego vehicle, but I have the original-ish bricks without the tubes in them that are circa early 50s, and they work together. Obviously, of course, these are all warped now. And then I have pieces from the 60s, the fancy little old logo on them. Of course, they started with some, and they worked there. And then you grab a piece from last year, and they worked there. So when they work, so these things are a little warped. So it's kind of sad. We'll put it underneath like that. So they all work together, going back to 1949, when the 49 bricks are actually working properly. I do notice that the old CA bricks shrink a lot, but I do keep this guy up here. My garage. I got this set in a used lot years ago, and I like that. Pretty good. All right. Okay. There you go. You taking your car too?
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Josh got 3 of the little mini racers yesterday. He loves them. So anyway, so the Lego always works together no matter what era you get. Even Galador will work with Lego. But the number of pieces and the style of pieces and all that stuff is radically different from just 25, 30 years ago to now. As Stacy pointed out, when you get sets now, as we just found out, there's a lot of 1x1 plates, tiles, whatever, really tiny pieces, whereas you could buy a basic set back in the day, and that's like my sister's set number 6, and you buy set number 8, you buy set number 10. They all have the same pieces, except one has more, or some have more. So, and then you can build something bigger with the same parts palette. Whereas these days, if you want to build something bigger with parts pallets, you do have to go pick a brick, or you do have to go to Lug Bulk, or you do have to go, don't mention Lug Bulk, or you do have to go to Bricklink to order it, because you're not buying sets to accumulate numerous bricks of the same type, the ssame style, the same color, in order to build something like Hogwarts Castle. You have to do a separate order to get 2x4s, 1x4s, 2x2s, whatever. All the basic building blocks to build something bigger. I know this. There's that piece. And so I realized this for a long time, since the late 90s, that I haven't been, for me, impressed with the parts that I was getting in sets. And so I just started buying used lots and started bricklinking and eBaying, and that's been working out just fine for me. And so therefore, she makes the point and I make the point, you can love the new sets. You can absolutely love, I love some of the new sets. Actually, right now, I love most of the new sets. But you can love the new sets, and if that's what you want to buy, you want to buy. You want to put them on display, you want to put them on display. I love you for it. I appreciate your enthusiasm for the new sets. My appreciation across the board, overall, lies What can I grab really quickly? Just this one. That's my appreciation. Right there. Kind of not my favorite set in the world. But I don't know why this is down here. Why is this guy here? He should be in the box with the other ones. Now, sorry, it's not blue. This is my appreciation. 1977. Okay, this one not 1977. It is fine. Now, so overall, I will buy old sets before I buy new sets. It's as simple as that. I appreciate vintage. Other people do not have to. And so there's no right answer for this. And there's no wrong answer for this. Is what you appreciate, you go get. I've told all my friends that if they start talking about vintage pieces and they have a tough time acquiring certain parts and pieces from vintage collections because they want to build something vintage, I say you can absolutely give me a call, because I almost guarantee from 1969 to 1995 or 94, I have the part. and normally pretty high quantities. The one part I did not have ever was there was a Corey set that came out, and a few Corey sets actually came out in 1970 plus, that had the conveyor belt, and it came in a few sets back then. I never had one set when I was a kid that had that part, but a lot of my friends did. And I did not get a working one, because every time I got a used lot, whatever was in there was busted, because it was a very fragile part. So I never actually had a perfectly good working one for the longest time. But no, I have 2 or 3 because I had used lots that they were actually good. So I reconstituted some Corey sets. So, you know, whatever. So as I keep on saying to everybody who will listen, you do you, and I will do what I'm doing, and I'll keep on doing what I'm doing, because I do like what I do, and I like what you do, and it's, you know, we don't have to do the same thing. I find in this entire hobby, I really do appreciate people who do things differently than I do, because again, why would I, you know, want to, like, I mean, if you do stuff that I do, that's fine too. But I look at the stuff that other people do and I'm going, oh, that's utterly fantastic. I can't do that. I am not built in my brain that way to do that, and you are. So you keep right on doing that, because I'm going to come to shows and I'm going to appreciate that. I don't want to go to shows to see stuff that I can and or have built, because I can do it myself. I'd rather see everything else, and thankfully I do see everything else that other people are building that's different than the way I do things, and they are inspirational, and I do love them for it, and I love their enthusiasm for this hobby. I love Stacy's enthusiasm for this hobby, and I love the way she becomes a very good spokesperson for this hobby. She is, a lot of people I have heard, oh, Stacy, you know, she's a not the best. I think she's awesome for this hobby, for the adult enthusiast, and she has such passion, and she conveys it in such a nice, decent, kind, wonderful way, and I'm happy for that. So I'm happy she's out there. I'm happy other people are out there too. So anyway, I think I've said enough. I'm going to finish sorting all this out, and I'm going to go on to my next bin. So everybody out there, stay safe, take care, and I will talk to you soon.